Welcome back to BuildFPV. I'm Max, this is Akayla, and this is the third video in a 4-part series. So if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, go check it out. It'll show you us building this drone from scratch. Do you want to tell them what it is?
The Source One with TBS Unify Pro 32, Mamba stack, Crossfire, and X Ratel, and the motors are Emax 2306.
I went back and I conformal coded the whole thing. So today we are going to tune this. This isn't stock right off the bat, so it's got Betaflight 4.2 on it. I'm following UAV Tech's 2-pack PID tuning video. So before we even started flying, I've cranked the filters all the way up, or all the way down, so not a lot of filtering. Harmonics is at 2, the gyro RPM filter is 125, notch width 0, notch Q 250, the min 125, max 325. On the rates, the TPA is 0.75, the breakpoint is 1750. On the PIDs, we've disabled D-min, feed forward sliders all the way down. Feed forward transition is at 1, which basically just gets rid of most of the feed forward. And I-term relax is at 10. That's where we're at so far with this guy. Probably should have test flown it before, I guess.
That could have been a move.
Let's see if she flies. That's usually all I do for line of sight when I first do a build. I don't really start doing flips, and I do a couple quick punches to make sure it doesn't do a death roll, and I just make sure it hovers.
That was pretty snappy.
That looked pretty good. There's a little bit of bounce back. It's actually pretty tight.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Try not to crash into the snow too. One more here. Oh, see that?
Yeah. Looks a little squirrely.
So let's plug it in and see what we've got here. So if I turn this down, and then this guy up. So the P's gaining, right? The P's now gained. So if I go back to center, we're at 30 and 42. And if I start bringing this down, the D starts dropping, right? So the gap between the P and the D gets bigger. But then as I bring this up, now the P, this is back to where we started when these were in 0, but the P has gone up. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to go 2 notches here.
0.8.
To 0.8. And then I'm gonna bring this back up because we want these in the 30, 31, 32 range. So we're gonna bring that up to there.
Cool.
And then we'll save that and see how it flies. Okay. This one goes on. Oh, no OSD. Okay, so maybe someone with a Mamba stack can tell me, because I've never flown one, but sometimes the OSD doesn't start up. And if I power cycle everything, including my goggles, I don't know why. Turn this off.
This works?
The OSD just comes back. So anyone else that has that problem, let me know. Flight 2, ready? No, there's bounce back for sure.
Tone it down a little bit more.
The front flip looks perfect. Some of them just look spot on. No, there's bounce back. Okay. We might go back to where we were. but we'll just see. So let's plug it back in. So that was 2, we're at 0.8, we're gonna go 0.9. Once we've done that, we're gonna start moving the PD gain slider, which is this guy. We're gonna start moving this up until we start getting trilling and oscillation. So it's, I think we had it set right here, right now. So we're gonna move it up a couple notches at a time until we get it trilling and oscillation. Which trilling and oscillation is like this weird, like, it sounds like a vibration. Like it's like this weird, like, sound.
The PTSD sound right there.
Yeah, like it's just this weird. So we're going to start cranking that up. And basically what it's doing is, all it's doing is it's raising them both at the same time, but proportionately. So this proportion between the 50 and the 32, as we move this up, those two numbers are going to move accordingly to keep the ratio of the P to D right, but it's cranking them both up at the same time now. And basically, as we start cranking that, that's gonna start to lock in the sticks. And then once we get that done, the next thing we'll do is the stick response gain, which is the feed forward. We'll start bringing that up in and making it a little bit more responsive to the sticks. So we're right there. I'm gonna bring it 2 notches up and save it. And then we'll see if we get trilling and oscillation. At this point, you should be checking for like hot motors and stuff. If you crank this up. Seems pretty tight.
Seems very snappy.
I don't hear any trilling.
No.
This battery's ready to toast, so I'm just gonna cruise around a minute. Oh, almost hit those power lines.
Flying on analog, you can't see them power lines.
No. Let's see how this prop wash is. So we'll go like this.
Seemed fairly locked in. Like, just noise-wise.
Yeah, hardly any prop wash, man. So let's crank this up a few more notches. So in UAV tech, when he got into the 50 range, right here, with his D, that's when he started getting trilling and oscillation. So, you know, let's see how it goes.
See if she goes.
At this point in his video, he warned saying, you know, when you plug this thing in, don't be standing over it looking at it.
Okay.
You could get a flyaway. Like, as you crank this up, you just have more chance of it like freaking out on you. It even says it in the beta flight. So just be careful of hot motors, flyaways. All right, ready?
Ready? Dude,
Oh, the
scared
battery's-
all those birds away.
I'm gonna shred this for a minute. Fucking tight though. Like, I'm sure there's like a little bit of bounce back. Let's see how this is going.
Crank it?
Should we crank her up?
Yeah.
See if we can get this bitch to fucking trill.
To trill?
Trill for me. My hands are getting stiffer and stiffer.
Oh yeah. No.
Like, if you're unimpressed with our flying skills, just think it's like well below 0 Celsius. Oh, I didn't feel the motors either.
When I picked them up, I kind of touched them.
And they're
I
chill.
didn't feel.
Okay, well, let's go 2 more notches. So now we're in the 51, 55 range. I'm assuming we're probably gonna start getting it. I think where we were was probably the sweet spot. All right, so I'm assuming we're gonna get trilling and oscillation on this one. That's me like just hovering straight to. All right. So I'm on the fence as to whether we push it, but I don't know. I've never like pushed it to the point of hearing trilling and oscillation. Like, where are we at? Like we only have one more notch to go. And then we can start gaining this. So why don't we do that? Okay, if we don't hear trilling and oscillation at this point, I'm not gonna go any further than this.
Well, we should hear it.
We should hear it, so let's just go for it. Like fuck, we're here, right?
Yeah.
So let's save that. I've moved the master slider up one, and with P&D gains already maxed out on the slider. Will we get trilling and oscillation? Here we go.
Nothing? Good sound.
You'll hear it, you'd know. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring it, I'm not even gonna bother until we just, you should hear it on a punch out. So, yeah, look at that. Let's go up 2 notches. Well, now we're in the 60 range with the pitch. Okay, why not? And then we'll back it off 3 notches. Like that seems really high. But I don't know. If she flies, right?
Yeah.
People are probably like, what are you doing, you psychos? I think that's gonna be, I'm not going any higher than that. I can't.
Too much on the conscience?
I don't know, I just feel like weird about it. We don't want to give someone a drone that just fucking freaks out and flies away either, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Take 5.
Dude, it seems great.
Do you hear anything weird?
No. Like, it looks even snappier now from those last changes, to be honest.
Like, I would for sure assume that we'd be seeing trilling and oscillation at this point. Like, we're in the 80 range. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go any higher. I don't see any need to. How are the motors? Like, it is cold out here, but like, I don't feel any heat coming from it.
No.
I don't know. I'm no master tuner, but I just feel like I don't feel comfortable. Something in my gut tells me don't go any higher. So, the next thing is we want to tune the feed forward. So, we're gonna set this to back to 0, which I think is what it is stock. We're gonna go feed forward to around 150 or 1.5, I guess it is. Oh, 150 up here, somewhere in here. Okay, we're gonna save that. And then in the C, get FF. And then we're looking for feed forward boost.
FF boost?
Yeah, do you see it?
Top.
FF boost. We're gonna set this to 30. I think you might have to say set FF boost. Okay.
FF boost set to 30.
And we're gonna disconnect and see how that flies. I think that we should say, like, as a disclaimer, probably don't copy us. Like, if you want to learn how to do this, go to UAV Tech's website. We'll link it in the description of this video. He's got YouTube and he's got a website, and there's lots you can learn from it. So I think that if you want to learn how to do this, do that. We're just following his guidelines. So this is basically what someone who doesn't know what they're doing looks like while they're following his information. So don't ruin your stuff and say that we told you to do it because we are not telling you to tune this way. We're just showing you what our process is, and then if you actually want to learn how to do this stuff, I'd say go to the masters and the people who actually know what they're doing and learn from them. Oh, she feels tight, dude.
Good, tight?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Almost smoked that tree.
You ripped so fast up there.
Oh my god. Don't crash on the last one, bro. It's so tight though.
Yeah, it looks freaking prime.
It's flying really nice. No prop wash at all. Calling that a fucking
Very
success.
tight tune, no hot motors, no flyaways.
So I think you should fly it now.
I should fly it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's time.
Do we got another battery?
Yeah, I think we do. Is your throttle all the way down? Whoa, what was that? Are you touching the other one?
No.
So we're having some troubles. The motors weren't hot though, right? Oh man, okay. No airs. Do I dare? Do I dare? So I'm gonna start at motor 1. This seems like a bad idea, but
Don't do this at home.
don't do this at home. So let's go back to our PID tuning.
Master?
The master. I just brought it 2 notches back. In fact, let's go 3 notches back. Let's save that. Heyo. Okay, so what happened there?
I don't even know. I don't know. What do you think happened? Do you think it was the tune, or do you think it was just?
I think it was the tune. I think that like just cranking that master slider up. I think that
Yeah, it's totally fine.
the eye gain, like all the PIDs were just so high up
Yeah.
that it's just sitting on the ground and the motor starts spinning, and any little vibration it starts
Just
to
too-
respond to it, and I think it was just too crazy.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know, but we brought the master slider down a couple gains, and
3
now she
points
shreds.
down? Now I'm thinking my quad's really, the stock tuning sucks. Like I knew it did, but like this is locked. Also, I'm liking this Expo.
Yeah, we'll have to look at what it actually is.
And I'm not really doing much flips because I don't want to crash it, and I'm not really, not as much of a flipper guy, more of a cinematic cruising.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just more trying to like do like
It should
quick.
feel like it's locked in on rails. Like it should feel really like just
No, yeah.
tight.
Like when I'm going like up close to a tree and then like switching to flying back a bit, it's locked. Didn't know what the arm switch
So
was.
what do you think?
Locked. Locked.
Feels good, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. Feels really good. Super clean. Like there's a tree over there that I kind of like swooped up and then switched and went back. And like if I do that on mine, kind of swoop and spin, I do get like a bit of, I don't know. You can't really tell. Like it's one of those things that's so,
It's just looser, right?
so like minimal. But then when you fly one that's like tuned more, it's just locked. Like you're
Yeah.
right into it.
Feels like it's on rails.
Yeah.
Okie dokie then.
All right, well that wraps up the tune of this quad here. We might not be the best people to listen to, but we got it flying.
It flies. It flies. We promised that, I think on the video 1, we promised that thing was gonna fly.
And it rips.
It rips. It
goes.
feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, we'll leave links in the description to some better in-depth tutorials of tuning and Oscar Luang or
Well,
UAV features.
UAV Tech is where I got my notes from. And as a disclaimer, like, every quad's gonna be different, and don't just follow along with what we did. Like, this is basically a video for you to watch to see what two guys who don't know a lot about PID tuning, to watch them take notes from a guy who does know, which is UAV Tech, try to decipher his information and put it into like a real world build. So like we've done what we can. We haven't even thrown it on black box. We don't really know, like it's not perfectly tuned. There's no way it's perfectly tuned, but it flies good enough for me, and it flies, and it'll fly good enough for somebody else. So
Sure.
yeah, go to UAV Tech if you really want to know what, and we'll leave his link in the description.
Yeah, and also while you're going to UAV Tech, go back to our first video and comment on it for your chance to win this quad. Conformal coated, 5-inch analog with Crossfire. It's a great build, it flies well, and you can win it if you go comment on our first video. Subscribe and share it with your friends.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you in the next episode.
See you later.